You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
It's going well, isn't it? Kings, well, not quite kings of the castle, but kings of the ruddy King's Road. What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, and as always, I do hope you're doing well. Genuinely do hope that. And yeah, Chelsea news, I guess, man. Talking about multiple award-winning Estevão, Willian. Talking about the narrative around title race Chelsea. Are they in the title race? We do need to talk about that because I want to show you I want to tell you some odds still of what the bookmakers think about title race Chelsea. A little bit about striker and goalkeeper because that is the recurring theme, the narrative around what's blocking us from going the distance. But of course, we are still so early in this new phase of Chelsea and Maresca's development, his build. We don't know how things are going to go along the way. But, of course, the recurring theme is striker and goalkeeper. And I've kind of taken some heat for criticising Rob Sanchez from some fans. I don't know why. I've got nothing against the guy. If he becomes amazing, I'm going to be happy as Larry. I don't care if he's good. But I just wonder if we know what he is now. Anyway, we're going to get into all of it today here. So thank you for joining me as always. Thank you for your continued support here on the channel. It's very much appreciated. I very much feel the love of all you GOAT gang members, you OG supporters of the content. So thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and let's get into it. A little bit of positive news first. Let's have a look at this tweet from a big Fab Romano. Willian Estevão. I think they finished second in the season, Palmeiras. Title race to the end. Largely because of this amazing player. Willian Estevão wins the Best Young Player Award and the Best Attacker Award, which is senior as well, of the Brazilian League with Palmeiras. And of course, he's arriving at Chelsea in days. Here he is with his multiple awards, the 17-year-old. Yes, I'm going to say it again. 17. Again, things are going well. Chelsea got wide attackers. We've got, Noni, Neto, Sancho, Felix can play on the wing. Mudrik's doing bits in Europe, looking a little bit better. But you sign a superstar that is winning senior awards and is just recognised as this absolute monster of global football, international football. It's very, very exciting. He's a Chelsea player. As soon as he puts on that Chelsea kit, we're going to be gassed. And I don't want to go too early with this, but we are not signing Estevão Willian to go to Strasbourg. Obviously, this will get clipped, and it'll be in a Strasbourg shirt in the second after next January. He'll be loaned there for 6 months, and I'll look like a right knobber. But heck, that's what happens, isn't it? Yeah, man. So look, fine, really exciting. Let me know what you think of Estevão Willian. I mean, I'm pretty darn gassed, to be honest, man. But yeah, he's rightly won the awards. He's going to be an absolute superstar. I hope we develop him in the most appropriate way possible at Chelsea. But anyway, let's move on. Chelsea, of course, are playing very, very well. Had an amazing comeback against Tottenham, you may have heard. If you're yet to watch my match reaction to that, I'd recommend you go watch it because it was fun and I was gassed. As my right, 2-0 down away at Tottenham, come back, slap them up. Even if that Son goal at the very end took a little bit of the shine off, it was still great fun. Look, and the fallout of that game is, of course, rightly loads of criticism for Tottenham, lol. But also everyone going, of course Chelsea are in the title race. Chelsea can do it. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Which doesn't suit us. Of course, Maresca's been maintaining his position of, no, absolutely not in a title race. It's way too early. Very, very sensible. Cole Palmer doing the same. Everyone else doing the same. Levi Colwill coming out last match saying, they've clearly got a joined up thinking here. But Levi Colwill coming up out at the end of last match saying, look, we concede those 2 sloppy goals. He wasn't calling out Cucurella, who recovered well after changing his boots, but he's like, this is the kind of stuff you don't do if you're, title challengers. And you look at Liverpool and what they're doing. So there's clearly a joined up perspective there, or a position of the club and what they're trying to do. But I thought I'd look at the odds, man. So I've got an odds checker, this website that aggregates, consolidates odds, shows you, Now, Liverpool are heavy favourites to win the Premier League. I'm looking at 4 to 6 odds on, 2 to 3 odds on, 4 to 6. They're better than evens through every single bookmaker as far as the bookies are concerned. Liverpool are heavy favourites. Now, people might be thinking, oh, Chelsea ahead of Arsenal. Chelsea have a better squad than Arsenal. Chelsea have Cole Palmer. Chelsea can score not by only set pieces. Maybe Chelsea are second favourites? No! And listen to this, guys, okay? Listen to this, yeah? Arsenal are probably, in my opinion, still rightly second favourites at, on average, 3 to 1, 9 to 4 some odds, which is better than 3 to 1. But they are by some distance, 3 to 1 or better, the second favourite. Now, Chelsea are third favourites to win the Premier League. And I'm looking here. On average, it's between 6 to 1 or 7 to 1. So Arsenal are 3 to 1 to win. Chelsea are 7 to 1. So Arsenal have a 33% chance of winning the Premier League or whatever. Chelsea have whatever 7 to... I'm not a mathematician, but there's a very, very outside chance. And they're very close to Man City odds still. Of course, Man City looking terrible. Man City not Rodri. And in fact, can I just for a second talk about this? I'm so gutted that we played Man City when we did. Yes, you guys have rightly corrected me in the comments. I think Rodri was on the bench when we played them, but they hadn't capitulated into chaos yet, and it was Enzo Maresca's first game as Chelsea manager, as a Premier League manager. We were chaotic last season. We should have an extra 3 points. If the scheduling was different, I mean, obviously we woulda, coulda, shoulda, or whatever. But I hope we can go to the Etihad and beat them. If this Man City are taking 3 points at Stamford Bridge, and if this Tottenham are going there to the Etihad and winning 4-0, granted there's like circumstances and Tottenham every now and again turn up, and Man City might not be that bad by the time we go there. But regardless, if it's a 2-1, if it's just by 1 goal margin, I don't want to lose at the Etihad. I want to draw or ideally win, just to be like, you're bad, we're good now. I guess we haven't won there since the Eden Hazard 3-1. Is that true? Can that be true? I don't know, man. Anyway, I really want 3 points from the Etihad. Point being that the bookmakers are saying Chelsea are significantly behind Arsenal in odds of winning the Premier League. So, yeah, I think it's just important to say that. I imagine top 4 odds we are odds on. In fact, I'll probably check that. Now, top 4 odds. Let's just do that, and I'll hopefully get on odds checker again. Here we go. And yeah, Chelsea are 1 to 7 to get in the top 4. So 1 to 7, what's that? If you put £7 on, you get £1 back or something. We were massively odds on to finish in the top 4. And in fact, their top 4 is as follows: odds: Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. It's pretty much the same as the Premier League winner odds in terms of stacks there. Worth mentioning. It would be very disappointing if we don't finish in the top 4/top 5. I don't see that happening. I see a dedicated, strong, young, developing team that look good, that look like they know what they want, but might be missing a couple of things, and that's what I want to talk about now. First of all, I do want to mention centre forward. I'm still so high on Nico Jackson. Didn't have the greatest outing at Tottenham, but I'm still massively high on him. I don't think he is the finished article. He's recently turned 23. I don't think he's going to be the finished article in terms of his potential for like maybe another 4 years. I don't think he's like an Erling Haaland kind of guy that's just going to eat everyone alive at a young age. I think Nico Jackson will keep getting better, and I think he'll be an elite world-class striker. But, strikers go into their 30s now. I just look at Jackson. I think he's going to be very useful for Chelsea, very helpful. His pressing, we've spoken recently about his pressing numbers. They're insane. That's why Maresca loves him. He's great. But I don't think he's going to become that, like, difference maker, that Galactic. He'll own the streets. Like, people will be like, yeah, he's good. Like, and people who backed Jackson stocks are feeling high right now. Myself, Ian Wright, he was backing, Arsenal legend, backing Jackson early doors, and he's sort of brought that back now and spoken about it. So he's got like the streets, people like him, but I don't think he's going to flourish for a few more years. I don't think he's going to like reach his ceiling for a few more years. So striker, Osimhen, of course, in 13 games for Galatasaray has 10 goals and 4 assists. He has 14 league goal involvements in 13 games. Of course, he's playing in the Turkish league or whatever, but he is good. He is good, and if for, what was it quoted that he could be available for £62 million. That's essentially what we paid for Mark Cucurella. That's essentially what we paid for Mykhailo Mudryk up front. Again, it only goes to 88 if he wins the Champions League and Premier League. So if you think about Mudryk, do you want to buy Osimhen for the same money you bought Mudryk for? You contextualize it like that, and you go, yes, please. And again, that's not me. It's so important I offer this disclaimer. That's not me saying I'll bun Nico Jackson. No, great. And to be honest, if Nico Jackson keeps doing well, who knows? Maybe he keeps an Osimhen off for the starting lineup. Do you know what I mean? And Osimhen has to play in like the league phase of the Champions League in the weaker games or something. Fine, whatever. Remember, if we can get Osimhen over the line, the whole idea is, like Galatasaray, I know Turkey can play fairly decent wages sometimes, but it can't be that crazy because they just don't have the revenue. If we can just say to Osimhen, look, bro, we so nearly got it over the line in the summer. If you say, look, we're good. We are good, dude. We're probably better than you thought we were. We are really good, and we're trending in the right direction. You'll have talent, creativity all around you. Sancho, Neto, Enzo Fernandez is good. Palmer, the guy. A multiple award-winning Estevão Willian's coming. You don't want to miss out on this, bro. And we structured a deal in such a way where you can get good money. You just got to make sure Chelsea carry on playing in the Champions League. You got to score goals, and it's gravy, man. I think it can happen. I would want to go for it, especially if the initial outlay is around £60 million. People talk about Victor Gyökeres, and he's been amazing. His goal return. I just have reservations of that sporting. Look at Amorim. Granted, it's Man United that's weighing him down. I just feel like in this Chelsea team, in terms of profile, I think Osimhen is just the guy for Chelsea. There's something quite Chelsea about him. And for the first, and I know this is an unquantifiable thing I'm saying, but for the first time in, dare I say, years, it's starting to feel like a bit Chelsea again. Like the players, the manager, we got an Italian manager back on the bench, who seems quite stern and ruthless. We're like, got a bit of grit about us again. We're knocking it about well. We've got belief that we're a good team again. I just see that aligning up more with Osimhen and Gyökeres. Look, we might sign one or the other, we might sign neither. But it is striker people are talking about. I love Nico. I do think Nkunku won't play striker long term for Chelsea. Whether that means we find another position for him, whether that means he goes elsewhere, that's my thoughts at the moment. Therefore, we need another striker regardless. We were looking at Duran, Samu. We'll buy another striker. I think we should get a good one, and I think we should get a Victor Osimhen. Let's talk about Rob Sanchez then, like I said, guys, I caught a little bit of heat. Sometimes in the comments saying, look, his long ball accuracy, goalkeepers aren't. They're better than his, bro. And the game at Tottenham, he kept passing it into that pocket where there was a Tottenham player. If you could talk about, maybe it's the recipient's fault for not being there. No, he was doing the same error over and over and over. I have nothing against Rob Sanchez. He seems cool. He seems like a nice guy. He's got the capacity to make amazing saves. Someone somewhere said this guy can make passes and whatever. The official Chelsea party line is, we believe in him. He could be really good. And I understand why they're taking that position, because why would you not? You're trying to big this guy up everywhere you can, hoping he'll come good. This guy's been a Premier League goalkeeper for 5 years, right? He's been he's 27 years old. I know that's young for a goalkeeper. That's okay. It's not young for young for a footballer. They still start playing football. They don't start playing football 10 years later than everyone else. They can just go for longer. He's not just come in from another. He's played Premier League football for 5 years. I believe he has. I read that somewhere. He's got 5 years experience. He speaks fluent English. Yeah, because he was in the freaking Brighton Academy, wasn't he? Yeah, so he's been in England for ages. He's played Premier League football for ages. He knows what it's about completely. He's been at Chelsea for a couple of years now. He's 27 years old. I feel that we know enough about this guy. And it's not. It's the decision. I don't know, man. Like, I am not saying get this guy out. He's a fraud. Shout out Hugh Wizzy. I'm just saying, like, I just don't have faith in him at the moment. I'd love for him to prove me wrong and become really good and just settle his nerves down, and I'd welcome that 100%. But I do not think he is of the level to make those odds checkers odds I just told you about, for to push that up above Arsenal. You know, Arsenal are still heavy favourites above us in the Premier League title race, heavy above us, like more than double of a chance than we do. That's what the bookmakers are saying. And you know why? Probably largely is from two Spanish goalkeepers. One's called Rob Sanchez and one's called David Raya. I mean, come on. Look, again, Sanchez is good. He can make big saves. He can save penalties. He can do the odd good pass. It's not about what he can do. It's about what he does do. That's the line, isn't it? It's not about what his capacity to do. Is what he tends to do. And we've got a big enough sample size. Again, I'm not saying get him out. He's a fraud. I'm just saying I feel like we'll probably need to buy a goalkeeper for us to go over the line. That's just what I think. Anyway, guys, there's going to be loads and loads of stories regarding Chelsea because we've got loads of football matches. But there's a transfer window coming, so keep it locked to the channel, please. I love to see you back here soon. Thank you for supporting the content. And, take care of yourselves. Peace!